What's up guys, welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about what sacred arts are more useful for you to get and to be using. Now when I'm saying more useful, I mean for extreme raids. You can get all of these. I'm going to link a video in the description down below where you can find all the locations of the statues for these. If you're playing through story, you know, go ahead and use all of them. But like extreme is really where pretty much most of these, if not all, get cut out besides a very few of them. I'll be going over which ones you should get. So first on the list, by far, get Dark level 2, get Dark Impact. This thing obstructs enemies' actions. This thing stuns mobs pretty much out of everything they do. Whether it's just them standing still and you want to stun them, or they're using a skill. Now, this is very good for North Extreme. So say like you're playing with people, you can't kill them one down, or they're trying to help you out, you can't do a lot of damage. Like, definitely keep one of these on you, because you never know whenever a mob is going to use its AoE, its giant AoE, like for extreme raids. Like North Boss, he's about to use his giant AoE. If you already have Dark level 2 charged, go up to him and use it, because that will stun him out of it. Only thing it can't really stun him out of is his healing, which you have to time that right with him whenever he teleports in the middle of the map, and he heals when he roars, so you have to time it, you have to kind of time it there. But generally everything else, it's gonna stun him. It's also good for, I guess, if you need to use it for Golem as well. Like I said, it's a very good sacred art. Very good. I highly recommend you get this thing first, especially for extreme. Now, second thing I would say is definitely Accelerator. Get Accelerator for speed. Like I said, if somebody's helping you for extreme raids, or you're playing with some friends grinding, get this, because more speed, the faster it's gonna be. Usually, when I play with my group, usually don't really use Accelerator anymore, since we can kill everything in one down. But we definitely used it a lot back then. Definitely, before we could do one down kill, we used this a lot. Because right now we mostly use Firebolt instead. Share that. Now second, get Magic Mirror. Now the thing about this is, you can use it, but at the same time you don't need to use it, because it creates a wind wall to stop projectiles. Now thing is like, say North Boss, you know, he's about to shoot a beam at you. Pop this and stay within its area, and or like I believe you can even stand behind it. Like, you don't even have to be inside the circle. I think you can stand behind it, and if he shoots at it, it's gonna just not hit you. The thing about this is like I said, you can get it, but at the same time you don't necessarily need it, because you can get this incarnation to use instead. Now keep in mind, if you do use custom skills for sword skills, like my Nova Ascension, I have Steel Riding on here with down incarnation. So once I activate my Nova, it's gonna switch to this armor. So say he's about to shoot a beam and I activate Nova, if he shoots that beam off, it probably will kill me, because I'm not, like, this is not equipped on me anymore. I have that Steel Riding on. So pretty much if you're using this instead, stand still, or not stand still, but don't, if you have custom sword skills, don't use them. Let him, you know, do his little shot off, you know, do his little gallop, whatever he's doing. Another thing about wind level 2 that's good is whenever he does his gallop and he has those flame trails that stay on the ground and they can damage you, this can nullify that, so you can use this on top of it and you won't take damage from them. Now, other tree I'd say go to is, if you're just starting out, you can use Steel 3. Only thing I could say about Steel 3 is at least ask people if they need it before you use it, because if people are carrying you or they're helping you, whichever one it may be, don't instantly go to them and use this on them. Like, most people don't need it at this point. This is mostly useful whenever you're first starting the game and you're like doing Divine Beast for the first time, a normal raid for the first time, and like I said, even extreme raid for the first time. Like, before you actually end up learning the full-on mechanics and build of this game, you know, go ahead and use this. Just ask people, especially in multiplayer, ask them if they want it first, or just completely move away from them and use it, because one of the most frustrating things about doing multiplayer with other people is they will most likely overbuff you. Like, I even had it one time. I was helping a dude. I told him, don't give me Steel 3 or Steel level 3 Force Barrier, whichever you want to call it, and this dude chased me with it. Like, I told him not to. This dude chased me with it. So, like I said, either ask him or just completely move away from him and use it. Now, the light tree, definitely go ahead and get all of it. You know, light level 3. You're mainly going to be using light level 1, level 2, because this puts the HP regen on you. Same thing with other people if they're near you. Merciful Shine, that's just a giant AoE for a heal. You put down a little heal bubble, people can come at it, stand in it, heal. If you feel more comfortable with having your HP high, go ahead, because like for me, whenever I'm using my buffs and skills, my HP is going to drop to 1, so, and I necessarily don't even need to be healed. You can kill all the extreme bosses with 1 HP. So if you just feel more comfortable with your HP being higher, or like if you know you're going to die in 1 hit, or if you can't move away in time or something like that, go ahead, use this. Now, talking about the heat tree, I have used a level 1 of it before. Only time I'd say I'll ever use this is if my character dies and I have to play as my AI and they can't like hit because they don't have enough accuracy. Then I'll probably just spam this over and over. Other than that, I never use it. The level 2 of it puts down little flames in front of you on the ground. You know, that can put a burn debuff on them, I believe it is. Like how you get it from the North Extreme boss or just North Raid boss. Flame Tornado, I feel like this would be better if instead of it passing through an enemy, I feel like they should make it to where once it comes into contact with the enemy, it stops on them, and then it just stays there, you know, still doing the damage. One thing is like Sacred Arts, these aren't good for damage. Like, I went to North Extreme and I was gonna do a video for just doing it with Sacred Arts only. Like, just the whale boss, that thing took like 10 minutes, and that's with a full Sacred Art build. I had a full Sacred Art build, all the passives, you know, using the skills that buff it. Like, that was 10 minutes. And then even on the little mini wolf boss, like, that was gonna be 10 minutes. I just stopped it right there. Like, it's possible. It's way better doing it in multiplayer, because me and my friends, we did it back when normal raids were like before extreme raids came out. We did it up at normal raids. We did North Raid with Selka only. Like, it was fun. It's possible. Like I said, North Extreme is possible with Sacred Arts only. It's just way better in multiplayer, that's for sure. Now, I don't think I said anything about this, like light level 2, like blind enemies. No, this is not really good. Like extreme wise, not really good. Now, playing through story, Yeah, this can be useful, you know. Blind enemies, you know, make their accuracy go down. Yeah, this can be somewhat useful, I think. This. Now the thing is, increase movement speed and jump height. I don't use this unless I do want to take like a really fast shortcut jumping up a side of a slope or something like that. But like movement speed, like I don't believe at all this thing increases movement speed. It does not feel like it. Now going down to steel, as I said before, like steel level 3, use that if you need it. Strong body, it's shorter. I don't use it. Level 1, create metal. This is really good if you're gonna go for sword skill farming. So like say like my Sonic Leap 2-star. I don't know how close I am to 3-star, but usually if I go to sword skill farm, I will go here and teleport here, and then on this little mountain slope I will use the skill, because so like Sonic Leap, if I go there, use it, and then I'm on the side of that mountain, it's gonna cancel the animation. So like once my character leaps forward, it's gonna cancel it, so I can then farm the skill faster. That's how I got Starburst to 3-star, eat faster. It cancels the animation. Some of the sword skills you would want to put this like position it on the slope and then like get under it, like for Starburst, get underneath it and just spam Starburst. It'll cancel. That's really the only practical use I could say for this, besides if you do need it to get to some ledges, you know. Now for the others, blinding field, I guess this can be alright if you don't want to be targeted as often or have aggro pulled as often, if you're just running around or something like that. This Dazzling Aurora, honestly, I can't even remember using this skill. I really can't. Another thing is, some of these you will use, like for certain quests, service quests, you will have to use some of these. Like I know you at some point you use water for a quest, you use dark for a quest. I do remember this. You use wind for one, and yeah, some of these you will use for quests. Now crystal, this create mirror, completely not needed. Like why would I use this to reflect the enemy projectile whenever I can use this or just an eye wall incarnation? This completely has no use. Jewel Lance, usually whenever, like I said, when I was doing that Sacred Art only build, this is the Sacred Art I mostly use if I'm going for damage, because the crystals come down on top of the enemy and it damages them, then they explode, and they can also like stun the enemy, make them like reel back. It can do that to them. Crystal Bind is the same way. It makes a stun meter come up under them, and it can also inflict a bind debuff on them. I was trying to test that and see with the North boss what, like when he does his Ember Gallop, he does multiple gallops after that. I was trying to time it right to where whenever he does this skill, I would then use this and see if the debuff stuns him out of his other gallops, or at least binds him to where he can't gallop anymore. I couldn't get the timing right on it, but I imagined it would work like that. So now ice used to use a lot back then for like early extreme rays when they first came out. Before we do about dark impact level 2, we used to use ice a lot, level 2 and level 3. Mostly level 2 though, because it's faster. But first level, no use, really. It can't even freeze an enemy. Level 2 and 3 can. Like I said, these were really good because they would freeze a mob and temporarily make them stop moving. The only thing bad about this now is if a person is trying, so say like a person is going with the hazard build and they're filling up the mob's hazard gauge, it's it can completely ruin the hazard gauge because it can make it reset or disappear. Like at some points, if you notice, the hazard gauge will disappear underneath the enemy, and it'll like a couple seconds later it'll show back up and it's fully resetted. So in multiplayer, don't use this, you know. For water level 1, don't use. Level 2, don't use. Bubble wall, this is like a mini god robe, from what I've seen from whenever my friends were using it back then. That's basically what it is. I don't use it myself. Like even back then I didn't use it myself. I would only use god robe instead. But that's mainly about it for all the levels for the sacred arts. Like I said, get this first. Like I said, I'll link a video in the description showing all the locations for these. You know, you might as well grab all of these. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that all of these are really bad. It's just the ones I'm talking about mostly are the ones that you would want to be using a lot up in extreme raids, the ones that are really useful, you know. Like this right here, this is like one you definitely want to be using in extreme raids. Like use this, it'll be so much easier because you can stun the boss out of every move. And like I said, like go ahead, you might as well go ahead grab all of these. Keep in mind, you do need a certain system control authority to get these, and you can't skip them. So like say you wanted to just go, like say, like for this, you only wanted to get level 3 of light. You can't get level 3. You have to get level 2 and then get level 3. That's pretty much about it. Like I said, I listed the ones that you would mostly want to be using in extreme. Talked about the other ones. Like I said, these work fine story mode. You know, go ahead and use them. It's like after story, then they start to weigh down a little bit, because then after story, you know, pretty much after story you would do Divine Beast, because that would be the order. You would do Divine Beast, and even then it's like some of those are way better to use. Like if you're starting out, like I said, use Steel level 3. Then once you get to normal raids, these will fall off eventually, and then extreme, they will really fall off because all the HP the mobs have, and you just can't do damage with them. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Like I said, also some quests you would have to use some of these, like water, dark, and then wind. You would have to use some of these. Other than that, that's it. Don't believe I left anything out, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.